Welcome to the Bear House Podcast. This is your host, Samantha Burgos, coach and herbalist. If you are health conscious, spiritually woke, and growth oriented, this podcast is for you. I talk about everything from wellness to mindset to confidence. I'm so glad that you found this podcast, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Hello everyone. Welcome to the show. This is your host Samantha, and welcome to the Bear House Podcast. If you guys are new to the show, welcome. If you guys are not new, welcome back. I'm happy you're here. So today's episode is going to be a Q&A episode. So if you guys have been following me on Instagram, so if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, follow me at Sammy_Burgos. And on a monthly basis, I'm going to be dropping these little question boxes in my stories just to have you guys ask me any questions. You know, there's a bunch of questions that I get in my DMs, and I sometimes wish that I can share them with you guys overall, because I know if it's helping one person, it can definitely help someone else. So the questions today kind of vary everywhere. They're not necessarily just on fitness or anything. So the first question I have is, how do you find motivation? And I love this question because I feel like that is such a tough thing. And I think it's a tough thing because of how we're programmed to approach things. So I actually shared a post about this today, but I personally don't rely on motivation. I literally rely on my routines and my schedule and my rituals to literally let me get to where I want to get to. And I say that because when I have a structure to hold me, when I have things I need to do in a schedule, I actually end up doing more, and I end up actually getting to where I want to get to faster. So I do that with literally most things in my life. And don't get me wrong, there's times that I feel a little bit too suffocated by my schedule. I just free up space, and you have to find that sweet spot. So I personally, for example, if you're referring to fitness and you're referring to, let's say, eating plant-based, first thing I would do is literally just get a clear idea of my schedule and see where in my schedule I can schedule these things for me. So for example, things could be working out at the gym, meditating, meal prepping, cooking, food shopping. I literally schedule out my life the way that you would have your work calendar scheduled for the week. I do the same thing with my life, because the thing is that I really adopted this practice once I became an entrepreneur, because I realized when I left the 9 to 5, I kind of lost that productivity and that structure. So I brought it into my day-to-day and into my fitness. And that's how, for example, I know in advance how many leg days I want to do, what day I'm going to hit upper body, what day I'm going to hit back, because I literally schedule it out on my calendar. I have when I'm waking up, I have when I'm going to sleep, I have what days I'm cooking. If I could put in there what I'm cooking, I'll put that in there too. But you can't rely on motivation, because the problem is motivation is flaky, right? And motivation, a lot of it has to do with our emotions that day, our perspective. It's just not reliable to actually get you to where you want to get to. So you can't rely on motivation. You just need to literally rely on your routine. And I guess that's what keeps me motivated, to be honest, because when I am consistent, when I am able to follow my workout routine for 3 weeks straight, or eat my meal plan for 3 weeks straight, after those 3 weeks, I see so much results that it makes me want to stay on my routines and my rituals. I'm a whole brand new person, literally, after a few weeks of following my routine and my rituals. That keeps me motivated to continue on that journey. So of course, it all starts with a choice, right? You need to choose that I'm going to dedicate myself to this, and you're just going to stick it out for whatever time frame you want. I like to work in 6 to 10 week increments with my clients, just because I feel like that gives them enough time to adjust things, but also like see a result multiple times throughout our time working together. But you can literally just start with a month. You can literally just take 1 month and be like, okay, this month I'm going to cook every Sunday and every Wednesday to meal prep, right, for the week, let's say. Saturdays are my free days. I'm going to do legs on Sunday and Thursday. I'm going to do back and biceps on Monday. And I'm going to do, just literally like make up your own schedule and follow it. And what you have to focus on is following through with what you organized for yourself, not the other stuff. Does that make sense? It's like, for example, like when you go to work, you're just trying to get to work on time to start work. And once you're there, you show up and you do whatever you gotta do. It's the same thing, but with your personal life and your fitness and all that stuff. So, how do I stay motivated? Baby girl, there's days I don't want to go, and there's days I like, dread maybe going to the gym because I'm sore or some shit, or I'm just tired. But I realize and I look at my progress. I look at my why, right? Like, why the hell I'm doing this. I look at what I really want for myself and remind myself that I made this commitment for just a month. I just start from there. Just start with that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can try your best every day. That's all you have to do. But you're just committing to that time frame of these routines and rituals I want to do for this time frame. That's where I recommend you to start. After you do that, even 2 weeks in, you're going to start getting motivated because you're like, oh shit, I've been consistent and I see XYZ results. I see that I am less tired. I see that shit's easier or whatever it is. Commit to the journey and commit to, whatever it is that you chose to commit to. And that in itself will keep you motivada. Okay. Next question. So next question I have here is, she wrote, I'd love to hear how microdosing has improved your relationship with food. I love this question because it really had me thinking about that because I haven't ever really given that much thought. But I do feel like microdosing has helped me change patterns in my life. So I will say that every time I have microdosed and I've worked on something, it has been easier to actually like shift. I've never really have to use microdosing to help my food patterns, but it really can help. So if you're a person that like wants to use microdosing to change your eating habits, what I would do is when you do microdose, ask for clarity on why you are where you are and start from there. A lot of us can relate to food as like a coping mechanism for emotions, for stress, for guilt, for self-hate a little bit. And our eating habits are just habits. So you just have to understand why you have these habits, but it doesn't mean that you have to go deep into it, but just get clear on, oh, I have this habit. I have a habit of like, every time I go outside, I want to buy Starbucks coffee, for example. You know what I mean? Like, not saying that's, your case, but like, for example, so I think microdosing can be really great for that. But what I also will say that when I do full on mushroom psychedelic trips, the only food I really can consume and want to consume while I'm on that journey are like fruits and vegetables. Like when like my signature thing is like when I have, and I'm about to do like a mushroom trip, I literally just have a bunch of watermelon because it's super hydrating and it tastes delicious and it's my favorite fruit and it just tastes so good, So again, like for me, I eat the natural healthy foods and I automatically understand that like it's good for me. So I don't really like struggle with wanting to eat well, to be honest. I feel like I didn't answer the question, but but yeah. Yeah, I just feel like microdosing is really good at breaking patterns. So if I had a relationship with food that wasn't what I wanted it to be, I would probably microdose and start with my why and ask the microdosing capsules literally in the mushroom to reveal to you how you got here, why you're here, why is it difficult to do that. So that's what I would do. But like I said, I haven't really ever used microdosing to change my relationship with food. But what I will also say that microdosing, when I am on a protocol, I do naturally want to do things for my well being. So I do notice that I do want to eat healthier. Because when I don't eat well, I feel it like a lot more when I am microdosing. It hasn't been tied for me, you know? And it doesn't mean that I can't help you, but um, yeah. I hope I answered this question. If I didn't answer this question, please DM me, the person that submitted this question. All right. And last but not least, where is it? What does your meal plan for the day look like? So I actually love this question because I feel like I don't talk about this much and I should. I approach food very easy. I maybe once a week or on weekends when I have the time and the desire to is when I try cool recipes or make things that take time. I am a lazy cook. I want to dirty the least things possible. I just want to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's literally how I approach food, but my meal plan for a day looks somewhat like this. So I love to start the morning with oats. That's like my fave because oats are really filling. Oats are really great for fat loss. Oats are really great for muscle building. Oats are really great for your body overall. Just make sure you're getting rolled oats, not that instant stuff because it doesn't have the nutrients that the actual oatmeal has. It's the most processed version of oatmeal. The more processed something is, the least nutritional value it has. So get rolled oats. So I have oatmeal in the morning, or I have like avocado toast, or I have like some kind of toast, like some kind of nut butter toast. All right. Then for lunch, I'll have probably a burrito or whatever I had the night before left over. So like I'll probably put that into a burrito. And I love burritos because not for nothing with a burrito, you or a wrap, you literally can just throw whatever in there, throw a sauce, wrap it up, and like it's Gucci, like you're good to go. So I would have a wrap or some kind of salad. And then for my dinner, let's say I was cooking that day, I always break it down simple like this. I'm gonna have a leafy green, I'm gonna have a grain, I'm gonna have a protein, like, a clear protein source, because everything has protein, but a clear protein source, and then I'm gonna have like other veggies. So for example, my dinner tonight is gonna be sweet potato, because I love sweet potato, quinoa, tofu, and broccoli. So quinoa is serving as like my grain. Sweet potato is also serving as my complex carb. Broccoli is serving as like my veggie, right? If I want, I can throw some peppers in there. I can throw in some basil leaves if I want, or whatever other veggie I have in there, cucumbers if I want. And my protein source is going to be tofu today. Usually I use beans, like black beans are my go-to. There's lentils, there's kidney beans, there's chickpeas, and tofu's great. To be honest, I love tofu. So I just press it and I make like some kind of poppin' tofu recipe because tofu just needs to be seasoned. That's the biggest secret with tofu. It needs to be pressed and it needs to be seasoned, and it tastes a lot like whatever meat replacement you're trying to do if you press it because the water gets pulled out of it. So it's a lot more like crispy and firm versus like that soft, gooey tofu. Yeah, that's what I will do for dinner. I just make sure I have a leafy green, a grain, a protein, and more veggies. Um, and that'll be my day. And again, like whatever I have left over, I'll probably eat the next day. I keep it very simple because I've noticed that with plant-based eating, like it's beautiful to cook, but like there's just days I don't want to cook. You know what I mean? I make it very simple and I look at food as like my nourishment. So I leave food fun, like eating different stuff for the weekends when I have more time or when I'm going out to eat. Like, but Monday to Thursday, I keep it very simple and I just focus on nourishing myself. So I try to eat the healthiest things I can find in my house, or if I'm eating out, I'll eat a salad or whatever. Yeah, really enjoyed doing this episode, and I will catch you guys next week. Love you.